Good morning, y'all. Can y'all hear me? Audio wise? I guess that's what hear me means, but it's quite a bit skinnier than what I got. Welcome, everybody. I'm going to try to keep up with the chat here best I can. I think this is a little more involved than, I don't know. Let's see. No excuses. That's a blowout right there. Welcome, everybody. Why does it look like I'm in like horizontal mode on my screen? Then if I leave that, then I'm in like no chat. Hold on. Now I'm afraid that there's a spot in the middle that's tight here. No, it's going through. All right. Oh, I've never used bamboo as a dowel before, so we're gonna see how it works. Didn't look it up, didn't Google it. Probably should have. Looks like it worked there and it went through. I'm gonna reapply the clamp once I saw this piece off here. And if I find it's not durable to handle me kind of sawing at stuff on it, then I'm gonna secure it more. My idea last night was to use dowels anywhere and everywhere on this piece. Wherever I have two pieces going together, even if it's just close, just to add support to it, because I'm kind of an overbuilder, you know. Cool. Woodworking Warrior says, I use bamboo skewers to fill in old nail screw holes when needed. That's good. That's a good tip too. I didn't Google it, so thanks. Dead Woodshed by Dan, member. Shout out. Said, hi, Carrie. It's going slow. Still studying. I have to renew my license before I can get my bus permit, so I'm studying. Studying hard there, Woodshed by Dan. Good morning, everybody. Double tap that screen to like this video if you like creative content and if you like the direction we're going. We're gonna go in all sorts of different directions. That's the way that this channel is gonna be. I want to put a dowel down here, and I think I'd started putting a dowel hole down here, and I'll show you down towards the base. Carrie, welcome. Sorry if I didn't say hi to you yet. I'm working on it here. Oh, hold up 1 second here. I have an idea too with this mallet of Wes's. I'm gonna take the top, and he's basically laid out a perfect place for me to drill some out of here. And then what I'm gonna do is then put some spots for clamps here, and I'm gonna use this to twist wood out of the bender. So basically, it'll have clamp spots on both sides and a slot in the top. You put the wood in here, and then the mallet will be basically a twist clamp. Because I got plenty of mallets around here, and I think fixing that up like that will give it a special meaning. It's a special twisty clamp. All right, I'm gonna do another hole with this Forstner down here, or I'm gonna attempt it. It's kind of cramped in this space. Let's see how I can do this. Yeah, Smoke, it may not be you. It may actually be YouTube. If you all heard me. Sometimes when you see the views are like that, like if I scroll, yeah, 19. This is a really popular streaming channel here. Knives. That one's 2.4K, but 22, 19. Okay, I can't count that one. 29. This guy plays piano. He's pretty popular. Goodwood Sawmill, man. I need to get that sawmill running 300 people in there. Love sawmills, man. That is not like a lathe to me. I would do that. Like I would mill wood all day, no problem. I need to meet that dude. Okay, that feels like it went in. Oh yeah, that definitely went in. All right, I'm just gonna put that in dry. I'm not gonna try to pull that back out. Sorry if I just hit the microphone. Woodshed by Dan, very nice guy. Of course, he is correct when he says Mike's boy is a very nice kid. He says, "quote Mike, your boy is smart, got a good head on his shoulders, brother." Mike said. Uh, I don't know how you do the she said that. That's what she said on that. I find it relaxing to watch them in the sawmill. Yeah, I like the sawmill content. Got to get me a sawmill. Might be what my teacher retirement goes to. Ain't nobody retiring around here. I got to figure out a way here. That's what I got to do. So, yeah, that's been. I wanted to get one with my first, and there's a one in here in North Carolina I can get for about 3,500, and then probably I have to spend another 1,000 on blades. You want to have dozens of blades on a bandsaw mill. He has that circular sawmill. That's even more unique, interesting. See this? I'm gonna move this clamp. Hold on. I don't know if I can move this. I might have to clamp it in a different spot there. Now this little thin piece on the other side, I'm worried about there not being enough support wood behind it. Looks all right though. Looks all right. Oh, I felt like that went in. I didn't catch that. Yeah. I say stuff like that all the time. Sometimes I just lean into it. Why are we burning so hard here? What's going on? Plywood. This bit should get right through that like a hot knife through butter. I don't know what's going on. Let me see if oh, you guys have a terrible view right now. Sorry. I might explain some stuff. Seems like that's in, but it's not plumbed through, you know? Yeah, it's in there, but not through. Let's tempted to just try to put a little more distance there. Welcome, mainly off grid. Good morning, mainly off grid. New member. As of let me shout out Mike for his gift memberships, man, and then also shout out to Baby Kisses if she's around for that membership to Woodshed by Dan. Good call on that, and thank you again, Mike. Big shout out for the two series of two gift memberships. If you are not a member and you're here a lot, I know today's a little light traffic, but ups and downs here. That's how it works. Definitely become a member because that's really what we depend on. We don't need a million people in the room. What we need is like a dozen or two good people in the room, and I feel like we're so close to having that. But we always need to grow so that we can keep providing good content. And you know, it just occurred to me, I do not think that wood steamer is coming on. I have a piece that I'm ready to put in there. I left it on a little long yesterday. Come on, come on. All right. Tempted to actually add some little dowels spots in this also for the light strips that I'm about to put up. Oh, thank you, mainly off grid. Yeah, we're doing creative stuff here right now. I did a lot of, like I said a bunch of times, I did a lot of functional stuff recently, bunk beds and you know that kind of stuff. It was fun, but I want to do some. Just I got the wood bender. I always wanted to bend wood. I've had this PVC pipe forever, so I thought we could give that a whirl. Now, right here, if I can get these two joined together. Now, what this is this is plywood from this is oak plywood from a drawer. I have an idea with the very thin stock if I can get some wider strips to twist them and make a similar piece like this with twisted pieces on it, but I have to make this clamp first. Yeah, no, you don't. Part of the reason I wanted to do the bender was because nobody really does wood bending on live stream. A lot of turning, a lot of other stuff. Just saw a minute ago there are guys milling wood too, but I haven't seen a lot of bending. They make the big bucks on their long form videos. Probably don't need to go live. Trying to make some Instagram type stuff. You know, everybody knows like the difference when you got something that's nice for YouTube, then you got something that's Instagram worthy. Got to make some of that Instagram worthy stuff. I got to find a fat spot on this piece of wood here. I think this bit's a little bit dull here. That's enough into there that I think I can get it in. There you go, Mike. There's your innuendo for the moment. Pretty big, but I think I can get her in. Pretty dull there too. They want to cut that spot for me. It's almost too wide. With the glue up there, it should hold. Carrie said, I just sub mainly, cannot wait to watch your channel. Looks fun. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I've definitely checked your channel out. That's what I spend the afternoon doing, especially new members. I probably haven't gotten to yours for the. I'm working on a member shout out video. After Mike added all these new members, I got to do shout outs to show people that we show love to the members here. So working hard on that. Oh yeah, pour resin with love, Tina. You're definitely in that one. You are going to be. We are. Good morning, by the way, to us. Good afternoon to you over there. All right, those are all like, that's much more sturdy. I'm seeing now if there's a way down here, I can kind of hide a dowel between maybe these two, and that would connect those, and maybe one between these two here. I mean, I'd really like to make this thing very sturdy because it's going to be a little bit top heavy. You can see this base is pine. This is oak plywood. It's been in a bender. I just have this feeling that it needs a little bit of more. Little more stability between the two parts that I stabilize with dowels. And then I'm going to paint some parts of it, and we're going to apply lights to it today. We're going to kind of do the best we can. I want to run the lights along the edges. Probably it will be the flat edge, the wide edge. They can't be on all the pieces either. So oh, is Wes in the house? Wes, welcome. All right, so did that. Now, like I said, I think I want to connect like these two here, these two, and these two, if I possibly can do that with the dowel down here that's not really visible from you guys' side. That's the goal, not to be visible from you guys' side. Taking a lot of support wood out of the bottom there. Dowel's got to go in and be secure. That whole hole looks really oversized right here. Got a lot of little spots of glue on here I missed. Well, I just got this Forstner. I thought it would be factory sharp, but yeah, Mike said, got to make a video about sharpening Forstners because he knows how to do that. Definitely this Forstner bit is brand new, straight out of the box. It seems a bit on the dull side. It may be one of the ones that dropped to hit the concrete. It is possible. A couple of times they got shaken off my workbench. It's getting more and more stable now. That needs to be connected, I think, to this. So that's the next one. Norm, welcome. Anybody I haven't seen in the chat, you can throw a middle finger up at me and we won't kick you out. Just so I know I haven't said hi to you and I got to pay more attention. Do something to get my attention. I don't want to ignore anyone. I'm feeling a little bit I don't want to say it and manifest it, but I'm feeling a little respiratory itchiness in the throat, cough, kind of a cough this morning. But I didn't feel too bad when I was exercising, so hopefully it just kind of goes away. All right, this one has to be really carefully done, I think. This grain is like, that went as good as I could have hoped, I think. Little blowout on this side here. Let me go back a bit in the chat here. The base is just two laminated 2x4s, and I do believe that they are spruce. I picked my 2x4s out carefully. It's just two laminated 2x4s, and then the leaves of grass there are, as Walt Whitman would call them. The leaves are made out of oak cabinet stock, like plywood. It's from a dresser. Now this little spot of dowel down here that you all can't see, you may be able to see it. Hopefully you can't see it too well. I kind of want to hide it from that perspective. That should help actually hold the lighting on at the bottom. That might be something to wrap it around. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen. I think my steamer may be broken. Though I did Google it yesterday and they said that's not really common. Oh yeah, that's really sturdy now. So securing those together. Now there's one more maybe that would help, will be up here between these two. And I don't want to push my luck though. Every time I do this, I can break the whole piece off because there's only a little wood there between. I think that we might have to leave that as it is. So now I'm pulling stuff out. I don't want to do that. What type of wood? Somebody said, what type of wood is something? Boobity boop boop. Where is that question? I want to make sure I answer questions. Oh, I already answered that question. Like if you're running from the law, you go to Maine or go get lost in the Klondike in Alaska. Well, the problem with going to Alaska, if you are running from the law, is that you're going to have to go across the Canadian border unless you're going to go by boat. There's no strip of land that connects Alaska to the mainland U.S. Without passing through the Canadian border. You know, those Canadian Mounties are in cahoots with the U.S. cops, so you're not going to get away very easily that way. It'd be trying to go into Canada, and you'd have to have that all worked out. I'm gonna take one of these other clamps over here and clamp this up here so that I have some more security over this thing as I try to work with it while that glue is drying. Awesome. Now we have a fugitive in our family, says Carrie. Yay, it's me laughing. I love those emojis. I never thought. Yeah, man. Little respiratory stuff going on here for me. Maybe we got to take Zyrtec. The wind blowing around, something. I don't know. Once those glue up, I could probably glue these two pieces together better. Okay, so I had this idea also possibly of taking this lighting and grabbing one of these kerfs, if possible, if any of them are open and it's not closed up, and using that to like anchor the light in. But I think maybe the idea I had a minute ago, anchoring it right here, may be the way to go. But I gotta go the opposite direction. Okay. So put this down here. I'm gonna try to run these lights up. Maybe the long side here, just take the easy sides. It's a lot trickier than I imagined in my head. Now this can bend at 90-degree angles allegedly, so. Also got a stapler over there, but it might help with this. Uncle Mims is cool as long as nobody discusses politics, religion, or Super Bowl. That is 19 when San Francisco whooped on the Dolphins 38-16 in 1985. I don't know how that could have been Super Bowl 19 in 1985. Check check that for me. Somebody fact check that. I'm only checking the Roman numeral. Just seems a little low for 85, but it's possible because the NFL didn't form until like late 60s. I'm trying to plug my steamer in again too, guys. That's another thing I'm trying to do. Calvin caught up on semantics. Carrie asked for the salt, please. Yes, that's actually, yeah. So yeah, let's see. Any place I see gaps like right here, I'm gonna try to fill that with like glue paste. Um, while we still have this in this condition. Laces out. Finkel, Einhorn or Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn. That's too crude. Oh, wow, interesting. Norm did a fact check on that. Mims is correct. That encyclopedic brain of his, I should have never doubted it. Just got to keep him honest, man. That's all. Thank you. Yeah, it's in my upper respiratory area. Trying to fill in any gaps I got on here that are unsightly or maybe something that structurally could become a problem. Good. I'm glad everybody's having fun in the chat. It's Thursday. That's actually my favorite day of the week. Little piece of information. Thursday. Let me tell you why. Here's my rationale. Since it's the Calvin show, kind of. It's really about y'all, but since it's the Calvin show, I'll tell you why Thursday is my favorite day of the week. Here's my rationale. Humans always looking forward to stuff. That's why we work jobs. Otherwise, it would be impossible for us to like work jobs. Like if we were really living in the present. Um, so we all look forward to the weekend, but by the time Friday is here and Friday night is here, your weekend's half over. Like it is half over, right? I mean, a lot of people Sunday is a wash because it's like complete rest for most people, or a lot of people, many people, not most people. Some people work on Sunday, um, but my point is, you're looking forward to the weekend yet, and the feeling of looking forward to something is often as wonderful and fulfilling as the actual thing itself. Like Christmas, the actual day sometimes is anticlimactic to people because they they have spent so many weeks being Christmassy with people, giving Christmas cards, dressing up in Christmas stuff, decorating Christmas. And Christmas Day is there. It's basically over. So I always enjoy the festivities of like fall through Christmas so much, and then through New Year's. My point is, you look forward to the weekend on Thursday, and that feeling of anticipation is maybe as good as the weekend itself. Tina got a roll. See you later, Tina. Just a thought. Just why I like Thursday. All right, let me fix a couple more little gaps that I see. This is a like these are all prototypes. These lamps here because I'm gonna make another one here out of sassafras. Actually, I have a sassafras board that's got its edges cut straight. I'm gonna run that through, um, rip cut those into strips, and I'm gonna make a larger, like more like 4.5 foot to 5 foot tall version of this that can freestand. This would have to be set on a buffet or something like that. And I think I do have a little problem with how that's pulling back on it a little. I want to weigh it forward, so I'm gonna probably try to clamp these two together. Once this glue sets on these, I'll bring these up a bit so there's a little that it's not pulling back so much on the base. All right. This may not be like my other wood glue and cure that quickly either. Carrie says she agrees. I'm glad I got somebody agree. Make sure you double tap that screen, like this video. Ooh, I love that. Time to start decorating. It is. It is. It's anytime to me. I don't even mind people doing Christmas stuff in July. You got, once July comes around, you're more than like halfway there, right? So, and some of you guys live in places where it snows on Christmas. You're so lucky. I just want like this right here. Got to put my long leaf pine cones out if I still got them, if the dogs didn't chew them up. This is a different glue than I've ever used. Hope that doesn't end up. Hope that doesn't end up backfiring. All right, let's paint. Confirmed. That thing is plugged in. So if that steamer doesn't start in a little bit, I'll know I got to get a new one, which is a bit of a disappointment. But it's my fault for leaving it on. Prototype. That's right. Who said that? Good call. All right, what we got going on here? Mike said, "Ooh, I can see you doing something freestanding like branches of some flora. Yeah, I like that idea. Maybe some lights at the tops of each stalk. Yeah, I like that too. Yep." Heather said, "I bet you got an awesome display there, Norm." Heather says, "Carrie telling me to give it up." I do feel like after I get off of here, I might have to rest. But I got to push through a little bit, Carrie. Haven't been earning really this week. I got to make some sort of marked progress on something. It's kind of like the extreme of I don't get sick days at all. Might take a break in a second and grab some tea from inside, but that would be all I would do. All right, tricky stuff here. Remember, we wrapped it around yesterday, and I don't want to really do that today. I want to kind of find a more permanent spot for it. Might have to kind of start from the top and work down, and then like pin it. The reel is what's the problem. Maybe take it off the reel. Let me take it off the reel. I don't want. It's a lot of light. And you got to definitely start from the top because the plug side is got to be down. Unless you start, yeah, I can't see any other way to do that. Come on now. Raise your hand if you love zip ties. I got both my hands occupied with zip ties. Oh my gosh. The weight, once I pull it down, this is a lot trickier than I thought it would be. And I don't want to pull the adhesive strip off because I want to actually glue it down. But we might have to do that. Doesn't feel like much adhesion. Like I just removed the 3M strip. The sticky part is like the bottom of this strip right here. What a bizarre orientation. The sticky part is this. So how the heck is that supposed to work? I thought that was like the wax paper side. Yeah, the 3M adhesive paper that I'm seeing on the bottom of these strips is the adhesive part is like the paper. So I don't know how that's supposed to work for you. Like maybe you can use it to tie the strip down. Like that might help. Actually, might do that instead of using all my zip ties up right away. Oh, spoke too soon. Can't do that yet here. Need the slack off the bottom here. No, don't come out of that. And what I'm going to do is cut this adhesive strip off here. I got something to do it with. Pocket knife over here somewhere. Just use a chisel. Little fish. I like that idea too. I like that idea. I would tell you if I didn't. Today I took pictures of the cattails when I was on my run. You know, that's kind of part of my inspiration for this. Oh man, that didn't work exactly like I was hoping. Zip ties are awesome, dude. Nothing wrong with being fun with it, you know? If I put my sunglasses on, I could probably turn it on while I'm working on it, or like turn this light off in here and turn it on. Maybe that would look cool. Pretty sure my steam generator here is not working. These are pretty bright, so not like something I want to stare at all day here. There is no adhesive on the bottom of the strip. So if I'm going to write a review for this company, I would say the adhesive strip is not maybe, um, I don't want to slander anybody, but it may be a counterfeit. You know what I mean? Because I can't believe 3M would make a backwards adhesive strip, right? It's absolutely oriented the wrong way. Ooh, this is bright. Yeah, right there is about ideal to where I want it. I'm gonna see if I can save these zip ties with that hack. Y'all know the hack about saving zip ties, squeezing them from each side. So how's that vibe feel to you? I'm blind, so I can't see it. You guys gotta tell me. This made me go like blindish right there. And this is the slack I have left. I got about let's say about 6 to 7 feet of light left here. So how to distribute that light to make it the most effective. Yesterday, I love the way it looked to have it around the base. I'm going to be honest with you, like when the light was at the base or up here at this crown part, I like the way that it illuminated it. But I think if I stick with this idea, it's going to look clean, the most clean, I think. It'll have the cleanest look to it. Maybe not. So you can bend it. I just did bend it like at a 90 here. My fear, if I run it up each of these sides, is that the structure actually more disappears than actually shows. You're actually getting so drawn to the light that you can't even see the structure. That's my fear. And yesterday, when we wrapped it around, it looked nice. Like it actually illuminated the whole structure. So I'm like, well, kind of like that wraparound look, but I don't want to look lazy with it, and I don't want to overlook something that may be a cooler look, a nicer look. Ooh, so bright. All right, so I will take back that run around the bottom just because I don't want to do that until I know I've tried the idea that I had out to go up the sides. I'm going to move this zip tie down a little here. Now the lighting strip is sticky. That's so weird. Okay, I see there's a film that was stuck to the bottom of that. And if you don't get that film away, then it doesn't it doesn't get sticky. So let me get this off here. This is so confusing now. I had no idea. I thought the adhesive was just wrong, but it looks like it just kind of delaminated, to use a metal working word, like it broke apart. The two layers delaminated. Well, that makes more sense then. I would have to go back up and take that off the bottom here everywhere. I don't think I'm going to do that. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to find a way to. Think so. Okay. Carrie says she thinks lighting from the bottom or top would look better. Well, give me a chance to run this idea out, and if it doesn't look good, I will certainly do the easier thing, which is lighting from the bottom. I thought of that this morning. I thought maybe the whole, just wrap the whole thing around the bottom. Don't overthink it type deal. Um, but I wanted to try this idea. I wanted to see this idea come to fruition. I gotta try stuff I think of before I abandon it. Especially if I speak on it to everybody. I give everybody up my plan, say I'm gonna do this. I gotta try it at least. All right, so that would have to be bent a couple ways to do that. I think maybe it's really tricky. It's nice that it's sticking down now, Needs to be lower though. Gotta be enough slack down there. I'm not too worried if I wear the adhesive out and have to use my own adhesive, because I can't depend on some sort of like pre-put on adhesive with this type of thing. Like, I was just hoping it might hold it in place long enough for me to glue it. All right, that's kind of like half of what we, and we're back down. If I run this back down one of these sides, I'm down to the cord, right? We'll see what that looks like. If I run it back down this side here, it's going to look off balance because there's only one over here. So I want to figure out what's a slick way I can get it back. Yeah, it may be better to wrap it around because when I didn't cut recesses in for it, it may just be a thing where it just looks tacky, but it also may be a taste thing, a matter of taste. This would be the spot I would want to bend it here. I don't have to. I can do it that way, right? And then it can wrap once around down here. And that would be about it. Now let's see what that looks like. Small Wood Lot says he was thinking about this last night and thought about a routed recess inside the base, splice the power cords in. I definitely thought about routing a recess in the base. That's a good observation. I still can do that. I don't know that I would use a router. I would probably drill the track with drill pilot holes and then just chisel it out. I'm not a big fan of my router. I will use it, but I'm not going to put it to that base probably. But the idea of routing it, essentially cutting a track, right? Good idea. And I don't want to throw everybody's ideas out. That's not the idea here. Like, I agree. I've definitely got to get the cord kind of tidy in there. So let's see what this looks like though. Because remember, we're playing around with these different ideas. It is a little bit tacky there on that side. And wrapped around the base. Now this one looks naked to me. So I may be on y'all's side with that. If this is your angle of viewing, it's not very good. I mean, I can tell you that right now. And I don't think, like, it looks off balance. It doesn't look like full. And some of the light is kind of tilted away from you. Yeah. I think maybe you're better with this piece, just wrapping the string around it from the base, probably, because it'll illuminate the top. It's a bright light. So I think, yeah, I'm gonna back off from this unless you've routed out a recess in the whole thing, which I might do on my next one, but I didn't do on this one. I think you're better off just wrapping the thing around, wrap the string around the thing the whole time. And I'll turn my lights back on and we'll do that. Wrap it around the bottom, see what that looks like. Wow, 8 people. It's tough. It's tough, but I got to do this. It's got to be done regardless. Don't tangle. Don't tangle up on me now. Don't tangle up. This morning, when I looked at the pictures of it, I was like, here's my brain was like this, straight up, wrap it around the base, or it's somewhere around the base and somewhere around the crown. If you can spread it between those 2 points without like having some gangly connection between the two, then I think you could probably pull off a pretty cool feature here. But you don't want to like overlap them. Like you gotta. I would still have a spot for a routed out spot for the cord if I did it this way. It seems willy-nilly, but when I looked at it yesterday, I like that. I like that random feel to it. When we just tried to run it up in, hold on, this needs to go. This little dowel needs to go in here. That needs to be glued up better. Use some real glue. Probably along this one here because this would be the back. Now let's see what that looks like. This may look better. Pilato, welcome, man. Welcome, welcome. Pilato has been a member for a very long time. Um, one of my more senior members. So happy All Hallows Eve to Pilato as well. This probably needs to go up around. I think probably bring that up as high as possible. Allegedly, you can cut it wherever. So if I need to, I could cut that off. But I kind of want that light. Like I want that light if possible. I don't love that either. I don't know. They've kind of adjusted the light as if it's dark in here, which is pretty crazy. I don't like the X kind of stuff at the bottom. It kind of takes away from the structure. Maybe Carrie's right. It's got to stay at the bottom or something. I don't like that. All right, so I got to go back here. No, that's not the right clamp. This is not the right thing here. We just move these loops down. That's what I think. And then I have these other little lights that are actually battery powered that I could probably put on the base that may light the base like a little more gently. This is a pretty strong, like white light here. I'm not trying to, I did not want to overlap there. So you see now the stickiness is working against me. Fake stickiness. Getting wood chips and stuff on it. Everything moved down lower because I kind of like that. And then this would be down here. Stick that to that. Let's see what that looks like. Still kind of naked. Which is this closest to here? Getting the slack out of this is going to be a pain. I do have an idea for that other piece too. I'm going to glean a bunch of cotton off the side of the road, make a huge cotton ball in the middle of it, and light it from the middle through the cotton so it diffuses the light. That's the idea. Let's see if it works. Maybe it has to just go to that level there. Maybe something you want to wrap around the base. I don't know. Appreciate Pilato. Appreciate all my members, by the way. Thank you all, and thank you for being here today. Can you attach it going up one and down another, highlighting the curved shape of the wood pieces? Have you been in here? I think I tried that a minute ago. You may have just gotten here. Did somebody fill him in on that? Yeah, he did that at first. Yeah. Yeah. Pilates, it's sad. I don't know if I'll make it like that. We'll call it sad. We'll call it not just slightly disappointed. Slightly disappointing. No. Oh wow, there's that much slack down there. That needs to go back around then. Maybe this can go around the base here. For now, I'm going to put it down here. I don't want to wrap it around the base and end up regretting that for the moment. We're just know all that strength now is at the bottom. And we'll see if it lights. Because yesterday when I wrapped it, I noticed that the figure was illuminated when it was lit. And you can even see it kind of hits the curves coming upward. I actually like that. But it may need to be wrapped around the whole thing. Let's look at it in the dark. Or maybe it just doesn't work, period. I don't know. Maybe this type of lighting doesn't work, or I have to reduce the length of it. Yesterday, I felt like I had it dialed in better, but I don't know. I mean, you see the figure. It's not what I was envisioning exactly. And yesterday, when we wrapped it around kind of up to the top, I felt like it was a little... I don't know, maybe I need to marinate on it a little bit more. Tuck the free end down the center for a power splice. Is that what that was? There's an end here that is loose. What if like a little bit just wound through there? That's maybe, did I weave it yesterday? Maybe weaving it is the answer. Let's try. I kind of like that. With this free side here, we're gonna do a few weaves through. We don't want to overwhelm the top with light. It didn't seem to work well like that. Well, let's weave it through a couple times. Try to keep this thing flat as possible. Sorry. My eyes are kind of like burnt, but I don't hate that. Something like that, maybe a little more organized, but weave through. What's up? Thanks. Yeah, weaved through. I kind of like. I do kind of like it darting in random directions. If there's a way I can set little pins and dart from top to bottom in random spots, it may work.
Weaved it like this, but tighter, almost like Christmas did, and then do to this one, and then do this one, and then do this one, and then maybe come back over here.
Let me try that.
I was gonna come in and say, "Oops, sorry guys," if there's any way to do it from here to here, but that would kind of.
I did here to here before, right? Here to here was my angle.
Then I figured maybe they're wrapping around.
Yeah, it's really bright. I think you could probably use that cob as like a plant light. It's that powerful. Ooh. Probably not particularly good for your bare eyes to be staring at it either. Heather's idea is to wrap them around individual sticks, basically. Um, I'm going to give a basic version because I think it's a little more ornate when she's talking about like wrapping them around several times around one. I do like that idea. I don't remember if that's kind of what I did yesterday. How would I go about doing that? It'd have to be pinned right there, basically, and then brought back down. A couple of my, this needs to be dialed in there. I can't worry about this if I'm going to mess my dials up. A little mini baby version of what Heather was talking about, wrapping around individual ones. We'll give it a quick test drive here with the lights on. Don't hate that. Like, I don't hate the look of it swirling around the individual sides. It is possible that the whole thing would have to be wrapped up there to make it look decent. I think this coming across doesn't work, obviously. So we got that. Small Woodlot said, I was thinking 2 uplights and possibly a post lamp in the center. This way the lower highlights the bends, yeah, with shadow cast, and the post lamp can illuminate the top when needed. I agree. Last night I noticed when there was light at the bottom, you get this the glare shoots up and you do see the figure. Like right now we see the figure well. Unfortunately, the kind of willy nilly uh, application of the lights is not attractive. So I got to figure out a way to do this. I'm not worried about that adhesive strip. I'll figure out that. Like this probably still has adhesive stuff under it because it never was sticky. But yeah, kind of a. I think you're talking about like a bulb or something in the center. I do have some smaller battery powered LED um, features, bulbs or whatever. This would probably, she said, come back down with it or something. We'll figure it out. I'm sure that there's a way I can do this to make it look good. Yesterday, when I left, I felt pretty good about it, but it may be that now I'm looking for more refinement, and I'm not finding it exactly the way I wanted it, you know. Uh, and then maybe I got to cut and sacrifice some of this light, guys, and maybe that. Um, maybe you just light the bottom with a couple strips of this bright mess and cut the rest off. So yeah, I do got puck lamps. Pat, I've got I've got a couple puck lamps inside for another light feature I made. So that's a good question. Can y'all double tap that screen? Give me 20 likes. Give me 20 likes because I got to roll out, and it's a little slow on YouTube today. I think it may be for other people too, leaving their live streams. Sometimes it has to do with their server. I'm flipping through right now. A lot of live streams say live stream ended. Tons of them in my feed. Maybe they're disconnected completely. 10 viewers, and yeah, all these people, they're not even trying. One viewer there. So it's not us today. It's not the live stream. Some of these people have tens of thousands of subscribers. They have 14 people in there. It's not anybody's fault. It's not the YouTube screwing me. It's just something going on with their server. We'll have to continue this on. I'm going to keep, I love y'all. Appreciate you being here. I had a great time playing around with this stuff today with you guys. We will, I'm going to do some member appreciation stuff this afternoon. I may pop in for a second live stream, but it looks like YouTube's got some bugs they need to work out. So let's let them do that. And sometimes they do it pretty quickly. And do the next right thing. And this is Dad's Workshop. Appreciate everybody being here. Had a great time with you. Take care, y'all.